Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft and other things, and in today's video I have the ultimate guide to Black Ops 2 Zombies, and in particular the map TranZit. Now the first segment we're going to have a look at is getting started. This is what you're going to want to do at round 1. The second segment after that we're going to look at is the best weapons you can use on the map TranZit and the best weapons that work effective at high rounds. The third thing we're going to have a look at is my top 4 locations for running around and the safest locations in my opinion. And the final thing we're going to have a look at is the secrets to passing round 70. If you're good enough to get to round 70, there's some secrets you need to know to get past round 70. So yeah, any of these can now be clicked if you want to skip to that part of the video. If not, I will leave 4 annotations at the top of the screen throughout the entire video so you can skip to that part at any time. Let's get started. Okay, getting started here on round 1. The first thing we're going to want to do is obviously knife our first 4 zombies. Once after you've knifed the first 4 zombies, what you're going to want to do then is get quick revive. Once you get quick revive, our next goal is to A, build the turbine, and B, get 1,000 points. Now, building the turbine is pretty easy. Everyone should know how to do that. I'm sure you can find information on how to build it if you don't know how. Secondly, what we're going to want to do is get 1,000 points, and that should be really easy as long as you kill every single zombie with a knife. Now, as you see here, I bring up the scoreboard to check how many kills I got, and it says 7. Now, what we want to do is get 9 kills. At round 1, there will always be 10 zombies at the start of each round, and what we want to do is get 9 kills to make sure that there's 1 zombie left. So let's quickly finish off our turbine, and we'll get on with the next step. Okay guys, after that what you're going to do is use the turbine to open the door to the next room. Make sure though that you didn't leave a bus part behind. If there is a bus part in that next room, be sure to add it onto the bus, unless it's the roof part for the bus. If it's the roof part for the bus, we're going to add that to the diner later, so we can get the galva knuckles. But we'll touch more on that later. After you've added that part to the bus, from here we're going to run straight to town from the bus depot. Once you arrive at town, instead of just jumping straight across the lava pool, what we're going to do to be a bit safer is head to the right here. To the right side of the lake, it's a little bit thinner, and so it's easier to get across without taking too much damage. Make sure though that before you cross the lake, you've just killed one of the denizens, or the little monkey things as other people call them, before crossing the lake. If they're on your head while you're crossing the lake, you'll take extra damage from the lava and it could get you down, so make sure you've just killed one before crossing. Okay guys, this is why we needed that 1,000 points before leaving the first room. This next up does require though that you've already played a previous game and stored some money in the bank. If you don't know anything about withdrawing or depositing money, as I said before, YouTube's your friend. You should be able to find it quite easily online. How much we're going to want to take out is really up to you, but you want at least $20,000. I'd recommend even $30,000 if you have enough to take out. After that, we're going to buy the door to Juggernaut and then purchase the perk Juggernaut itself. To buy a perk without the power being on, it's really simple. You just got to put the turbine down next to the perk machine, then purchase the perk. While you're in town though, if you want to buy the perk stamina, feel free to do that. In this instance here, I don't do it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's all personal preference as to what perks you buy. Make sure though, before you leave, that you check this back room in town for the bus part of the roof so that we can use it on the diner later. If it's there, make sure to pick it up. If it's not, be sure to still grab Semtexes though, because they're really handy during times of insta-kill. Okay, I'm going to skip a bit here, but after that what you're going to want to do is go to the power station. Once you get to the power station, flip the power on, and then we can leave to go to the farm. At the farm, what you want to do is use a turbine to open the back shack and check if there's a bus part in there. In my case, I found the roof to the diner, so that's going to be really handy to get the galva knuckles later. Make sure you buy claymores, and if you want to while you're here, you can buy double tap. Although this isn't a necessity, if you have a pack-a-punch weapon in the fridge, or even just a good weapon in general, feel free to pick that up now. After you leave farm, run to the diner and buy the door to the diner. If you want to, like I do in this case here, if you want speed cola, purchase it now. And now we're going to use the bus part on the roof of the diner so that we can grant us access to the roof of the diner. Once you've done that, be sure to jump up, and now you can grab galva knuckles. Since we're at the diner, we might as well do some other stuff while we're here. Go to the back shed and open it and check if there's a bus part in there. Bus parts can be really helpful. Also, if you want to have a few spins at the box, if you have enough points left, you can do that as well. It's important to remember that now that we have galva knuckles, it only takes 2 hits to get one of those monkeys off your back, or if you turn around just before one jumps on you, you can kill them in 1 hit. This makes it a lot easier to run through the fog, and also once you get to the bus depot again, what we're going to do is get a fresh turbine. To do that, just place your turbine in the lava, it will destroy it instantly, then you can pick up a brand new one. If you want to pack a punch, now is the time to head back to the power station. Remember that you don't have to go into the power room in order to place your turbine, you simply have to hold it over the edge like I am here and place it that way. If you don't want to pack a punch your weapons, then we're done with this step and let's move on to the next one. Right, so now let's move on to the best weapons you can use for high rounds in zombies. The first one I'm going to recommend is an obvious one, but it's Mustang and Sally. Mustang and Sally is great because of its area of effect damage. That way, all you have to do is train up your zombies and you can pretty much hit every single zombie at once, every single time you shoot. The second one I'll recommend is also a good one. It's the ray gun, which is also pretty obvious, but I recommend that for pretty similar reasons to the Mustang and Sally. Okay guys, so the next two weapons I'm going to recommend for you, I don't personally think are quite as good as Mustang and Sally and the ray gun, but some people swear that this is the best two weapon combo you can get in Black Ops 2 Zombies, so I'm going to have to mention them. The first of these weapons is the DSR sniper rifle. Now the reason this is so popular with so many people is because when you get headshots with this weapon, the damage gets multiplied by 10. That, accompanied with double tap and even pack-a-punch, makes this an incredibly dangerous weapon at the high rounds, and can still get you one-shot kills well into over the 30s. I also recommend that you pack-a-punch this gun twice. That way the scope comes off the rifle, and that gives you more peripheral vision, which is great for gaining more awareness in zombies. And the other of those two guns I'm going to recommend is the Executioner, or as it's known when it's Pack-a-Punch, the Voice of Justice, and I just absolutely love that fucking name. The Voice of Justice, how badass is that name? It's a really good gun. Unfortunately, when you Pack-a-Punch it, the clip size doesn't go up, it still stays at 5, but you do get 100 spare bullets, so it is pretty healthy in the ammo department. This is also a one-shot kill up to a very high round, but not quite as high as the sniper rifle, I don't think. Okay, the final gun I'm going to recommend, and this one is definitely a must-have, but it's the jet gun. If you don't know how to build the jet gun, I'm going to say this a third time, YouTube is your friend. Simply give a quick search and I'm sure you'll find out how to build it. This is an instant kill weapon for entire waves at any single round. That, accompanied with unlimited ammo, makes this pretty much the perfect weapon for high round zombies. If you don't have this weapon for high rounds, then you're doing something wrong. I definitely recommend this one also. Okay, so let's have a look at the top 4 locations that I think are the best and safest places to run around in my opinion. The first one on our countdown, and coming in at number 4, is the diner. The diner is a great place to run around for many reasons. It's flat. It being flat is a great, compelling reason for it to being a really good spot. That means you can line up zombies really easily, get really easy headshots. It's a great reason. Another great reason is the MP5K is here, and that's one of the best war weapons in the game. And even though it's inside the diner and is kind of hard to get to in the middle of a round safely, it's still here, so it's a great war weapon. The last thing is that it has the zombie shield here, and the zombie shield is an incredible piece of equipment and is highly underrated. It's amazing. It's an amazing piece of equipment. Even when it's just on your back, it can save you so many times from going down, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Okay, coming in at number 3 on our countdown for the best places to be on TranZit is Town. Town is a great location for many reasons, one of which is that it has Juggernaut. Juggernaut is a huge selling point for this part of the map, and as well as that, it's also got the bank. The bank is great so that at any time during the match when you're making points, you can deposit your money at any time in case you die and you lose all your money. It also has the perk Stamina, which is another good selling point. Not as good as Juggernaut, obviously, but it's still a selling point. One of the downsides to this map is that it's got a lot of lava everywhere, and that does really suck. And in my opinion, if you're playing solo, I'd actually say that the diner is a better place to run around than Town, for solo at least. And that's the reason I was going to say that the diner should have made number 3 instead of this one. Another great selling point for this is, and the reason why it made number 3 instead of the diner, is because of its 2-player potential, because this isn't the ultimate solo guide for TranZit, this is, the ultimate guide in general, and for 2-player zombies, this is a great place to be. You can very easily run 2 people here, and you can constantly break and rebuild the jet gun here so that you can kill waves extremely fast. You can look up a tutorial on that on YouTube if you don't know how to do that. Okay, coming in at number 2 on our best places to run around on the map TranZit is one that I was kind of hesitant to put in because I've hardly ever used it myself, but I've used it a couple of times and I can definitely see the amazing potential that this area has to be a really good area to run around in, and that is that it is the amazing amount of room. I mean, look at how much space there is here. The tunnel is so vast and so long that I couldn't recommend it more to being a very easy spot to do rape trains in, and grouping zombies very easily. Another great selling point for this part of the map is the M16. Now, whether the M16 is non-pack-a-punched or pack-a-punched, it's right there on the wall, and it's very easy to get to. You can very easily run up once you have your train sorted and buy ammo on the wall there. There is quite a few number of lava pools, which is very annoying, and if it didn't have all those lava pools and so much obstruction, like all these random objects everywhere that you can get stuck on, it would have made number 1. But because of the lava pools and the crazy amount of obstructions, that's the reason it didn't make number 1 for me. And the number 1 spot goes to Farm. Obviously, it was going to be Farm, guys. I know a lot of you guys probably predicted that it was going to be Farm. And not only is it the best spot on TranZit, but it's the best spot in this whole game, as well as Black Ops 1 and World at War. There has never been a zombie spot that has been so overpowered, so unobstructed, so wide open, that it kind of makes this map TranZit almost not fun for me. I really wish this spot wasn't in the game. This spot makes this map not based on skill, but how much time you want to invest as to how high a round you want to get to. I've got to round 58 now recently, and I don't think that I even got red screened once during that entire time. It is far too easy, this spot, and I really wish it wasn't in this map, but, what are you going to do about it? This is definitely the best spot to be, and I couldn't recommend it more. Okay, I'm going to try and keep this last segment as short as possible because I know I've dragged on a lot and this video is starting to get pretty long. But now we're going to have a look at the secrets to getting past round 70. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is there a secret to getting past round 70? Don't I just keep killing zombies like I normally do until I pass the round? And while, yeah, you can do that, you can't get on the leaderboards for that. I'm sure most of you have noticed, but there is no one on the leaderboards that has got past 9,999 kills. 9,999 kills is the maximum that the leaderboards will recognize you for. So if you want to get past round 70, which is about where you start to get that many kills, what you need to do is kill your zombies without your gun. And there's 2 different ways you can do this. One that I just showed on screen then, and that's to use the bus to run over your crawlers. If you use the bus to run over walking zombies, they'll just respawn. That won't work. You have to make sure they're crawlers. That's a good way to do it. And the other way you can do it is to make all your zombies crawlers and then leave the area. So, for example, in the map Farm, if I was to make all my zombies crawlers, what I would do is run halfway to Diner until I can see that zombies are starting to spawn around me again. Then I'd run back to the farm, but just before I get to the diner. And that'll make the zombies die as well. So they're the 2 ways you can kill zombies without actually them counting towards your kills, and therefore you can get to higher rounds and still have them count on the leaderboards. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you've made it to this point in the video, perhaps I've earned myself a like. This took me so long to make this video, over a couple of days actually, between recording my voice, recording gameplay, making the edits, making the pictures, and all that jazz. It did take me quite a long time to make, so perhaps I've earned myself a like if you've made it to this part of the video. Today is also a sad day because I say goodbye to my old outro, which was made by XPLgasm. He is an amazing editor, guys. Please go to my featured channels and you'll find XPLgasm's page. Go sub to him and annoy him to make you stuff and all that crap. You can click in the top right hand corner to subscribe if you're new around here. Also, I have 2 clickable videos for you, the first of which is how to pass through rounds on the map Farm. This was a very well received video, and it's my own personal strategy for survival on Farm, and I can hands down say with confidence that I think it is the best solo strategy on YouTube to date. You can get through very high rounds in a very, very short amount of time, so go check that out if you're interested. And my videos on average get around 3,000 views, something like that. But this video here, how to rank up in zombies and how to reach the highest rank, is now approaching 90,000 views. That's huge. You guys loved that video, and as well as everybody else that watched it, obviously. So if you want to check out that video, you can click that video now. Thank you guys for watching heaps, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you, cunts.